Hi guys, so this week I'm gonna do this unscripted and don't know what's gonna come out of my mouth, so let's see what happens. So, welcome to today's video, and I'm really excited because like I told y'all last week, I was gonna be real extra with this spread and I was not kidding. So, in order to make this look nice and to give myself some reassurance, I went through and I did my whole spread in pencil first before I even thought about inking anything. So if you saw on my first page, I used a pencil and I also used a compass to draw the circle for my February month. And I think for every month I'm gonna keep the circles a consistent thing just because like I like it, and I don't know, it's just a design aesthetic that I enjoy. Along with that, I also included another quote on the page before the month, and now I'm trying something new with my monthly spread, and you can see here that I sketched out the month and the important dates below, and now I'm drawing my mood tracker. And if you hear like growling in the background, that's my dogs, they're playing right now. But yeah, I wanted to do my mood tracker as something that was a lot more spacious than what I had the month before, because in January, the geometric shape, it looked really nice, but it was really cramped up and I could not, for the life of me, like get my huge gel pen to color in those small spaces. So I just sketched up this quick little doodle, and since it's February, Valentine's Day, yay, yay for commercialism. But I just drew up this quick sketch, kind of like, like a Valentine's dance, or like that moment when you meet someone that you love and then like bam, like you feel like butterflies and hearts everywhere. So that's kind of what I was thinking when I drew this up. And I'm not good at drawing people. I'm just gonna come out and say it. I'm not good at drawing people. I'm great at drawing stick people though. So that's why I have these little stick figures in the middle. And each of my hearts signifies a day of the month. And now let's get on to the habit tracker. One thing that I find really helpful is to start at the top with the last day of the month. So the 28th, and then backwards. And I'm changing up my habits this month. And I've omitted a few just because like I didn't even touch those last month, like oil pulling. I haven't really had time to do that, and also because sometimes it makes me like nauseous because just even thinking about it. But yeah. Now I'm just going back over everything that I've done, and I am inking. So what I've been using to ink for this spread is, I believe it was my Papermate pen, and I wanted to make the time really bold and like stand out. So I made it in all caps, and I was heavier on the left than I was on the right. And I am so sorry because everything is going in and out of focus, and Kuma is growling in the background. But I figured it would add some character to this video. And the quote that I chose for this month is that time has a wonderful way of showing us what really matters. And I just really like that quote. I thought it was really fitting for the month of February because, you have like a whole bunch of people that are like single and they're like, oh, I'm never gonna find someone. You just gotta wait. You gotta love yourself, and then love will come your way. But yeah, continuing on with this, I am using my Papermate pen or marker again, and just filling in the days of the month. And when I was actually sketching this out with my pencil, I forgot to write important dates, so I just wrote it out in the marker, and I shifted everything down by like 1 or 2 spaces, and I still had enough room, so everything was okay. And I divided it to where there were 14 days on the left and 14 days on the right, because February only 28 months except on leap year. And yeah, just continuing on with this sketch, I used the Papermate pen marker thingy to draw out my little sketch, or to ink it. But one thing that I did not do was color in the people in the middle, just because I didn't really know. Okay, here's my thing. I did everything else in watercolor. You'll see it in a bit. I don't know how to paint people in watercolor. What skin tone do I give them? How do I even mix that? I don't know. And you can see here, I'm just numbering the hearts for each day of the month. Okay, and next I am inking the February habit tracker, and last month I did stars, and I don't know why I did that, because I think about it in hindsight, you're not going to be able to make constellations because like the stars are all on one level, you know what I mean? So this month I just did your basic habit tracker, and you just color in the squares as you go if you fulfill or don't fulfill that habit. And I am again using my Coletto pen to write the numbers because it's super tiny and I love it. And one thing to keep in mind is that it's really important to have a good eraser. I've been using the Tombow plastic eraser to erase all my pencil markings after my ink dries from my pens, because that's really important. Okay, you guys, don't erase too soon. Alright, and now on to my watercoloring, and I gotta be honest with you guys, so I wanted to be like really fancy this month and do roses and rose petals and stuff, but I didn't know how to paint roses. I thought I did, I didn't, so I practiced a lot on a separate piece of paper, maybe for like a good 30 to 45 minutes before I felt confident enough to draw or paint watercolor roses that looked okay. And I just got this set off of Amazon. Well, I didn't even get it for myself. My friend got it for me as a gift. And these are water brush pens. And so there's actually a compartment inside of the brush that holds water. So you don't have to have a cup of water there to clean off your brush or dip your brush in water. And so that's what I've been using. And I really like these because it's so easy, and these roses are so easy to make. After you practice a bit, they're easy to make. And I know I totally went cliche with this month's theme, but I did hearts and roses because February, Valentine's Day, cheesy, corny stuff like that. No, Ali, go away, Ali. Okay. And I thought that the design was a bit too, I guess, middle heavy, and it needed more, so I added in falling rose petals and a few extra roses up top so that it would help balance things out, but at the same time I didn't want to be too extra, so that's why I didn't do anything at the very top of the page. And surprise, surprise, my camera died when I was painting on the quote side, but I just added more, not hearts, more roses, and when I was inking the actual month, I kind of messed up, and because of that, I had to increase the downstroke of every letter, but I ended up liking how it looks. The Y is a little bit weird, but other than that, it looks pretty good. And I waited for my ink to dry, and I erased everything. However, I did not wait for that rose to dry all the way, so that's why you have that slight smudge, but I feel like it adds character. And I'm just putting that paper there so that the roses don't touch each other in case the pages are still a little bit wet. And one thing that I like about this, about the Leuchtturm, is that it's thick enough to where you can use watercolors, but I think maybe next year I'll use a different journal. I've been looking up different journals and the page thickness, and so far I've seen that the best journal with pages that don't ghost and bleed is the Scribbles That Matter? The Scribbles That Matter journal. So I think I'm gonna get that next year. And here I am just adding in the roses and coloring or painting in the little display for my mood tracker. And as you can see, I added little colors at the bottom to signify my moods. And then I got impatient, so I started drawing everything with my paper towel. But I recommend you do not do that, because you know you're probably gonna mess up like I did right there. And this is how I'm gonna do my weekly spreads for maybe just for this week, because I just want to try something new. But thanks for watching, you guys. If you liked, subscribe and watch the previous video. It's free, so you know, do your thing. I'll see you guys next week. Bye bye.